Hi there, I'm Julian, and my pronouns are they, them, theirs. I'm an electives instructor. A few years ago, I experienced the challenges of transitioning in the workplace firsthand. Transitioning at work can be a very daunting and scary experience, and transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming folks deserve to feel safe and supported by their employer and their colleagues throughout the process. These are my top 3 suggestions for how to support individuals who identify as transgender, non-binary, and/or gender non-conforming in the workplace. The first thing is to make sure that sharing pronouns proactively is the norm. Let's start with an example of how this might show up in conversation. Pretend you're about to meet with a candidate for a Zoom interview. Once you join the call and start introductions, you can introduce yourself by saying, "Hi, my name is Julian, and my pronouns are they, them." That will usually set the other person up to reciprocate if they would like to share their pronouns with you. Alternatively, you might choose to add your pronouns next to your display name in Zoom so the candidate is aware of your pronouns without you bringing them up in conversation. Something to keep in mind here is that companies should not require employees to share their pronouns. Some folks might still be figuring out which pronouns they want to use, or maybe they don't feel comfortable sharing a new set of pronouns with the entire company at once. The next thing to do is look at your policies, procedures, and systems that are in place. It's great to provide training to team members to ensure that transgender employees feel safe and like they're part of the team, but without equitable policies that protect transgender employees from unfair treatment, discrimination, and harassment, we are not going to make substantial progress. Make sure that policies, documentation, and communications use gender-neutral language. This means using the gender-neutral they, them to refer to employees broadly, rather than upholding the gender binary system by referring to everyone as he or she. You should also educate employees on the importance of inclusive language. Rather than greeting a group of colleagues by saying, "Hey guys," you can say, "Hey everyone," or "Hey team." Most importantly, you need to ensure that gender identity and gender expression are protected categories in the company's non-discrimination policy. Make sure to regularly communicate what the internal complaint and reporting process entails so employees understand how they can report a concern if needed. If an employee reports that they are being harassed or discriminated against because of their gender identity or expression, that's something that must be taken seriously. The person responsible for the harassment must be held accountable. Last but not least, take a look at your benefits policies. Are they gendered? One example of where this shows up quite often is when a company or organization has a maternity or paternity leave policy rather than just calling it parental leave and extending the same benefits to both parents regardless of their gender identity. Another good example is making sure that all insurance plans meet the World Professional Association for Transgender Health standards of care. All of the information is readily available on their website. You might have to get on the phone and ask your broker or your plan administrator some difficult questions, but you'll want to make sure that if an employee needs hormone replacement therapy or other gender-affirming services such as surgery, they won't have to pay a ton of money out of pocket for that. If you happen to be in the middle of your plan year and you can't make a change immediately, you might consider offering a stipend for the employee who needs that type of care so that they don't have to feel as though the healthcare they need is out of reach, because gender-affirming care is often life-saving.